All right, guys, here's the Vic before the teardown. Got her running. We had a dead battery, so had to jump it off to get it around here, but about to start teardown. I'm gonna take the doors off, work on getting the dash out, fenders off, everything's gotta go off. All right, we don't need any of these wires, so we're gonna cut them out. All right, we've been busy the last couple hours. Got the fenders off, doors are all off, trunks off. We've been ripping out the interior, unplugging anything that we can find and labeling it. A lot of this stuff can get cut out, but we want to make sure we're not cutting out anything we need. So it's best to label everything. We've got to unhook the fuel pump and finish getting all the wires out of the dash, and then we can start taking the body off. Woo! That sucked. Getting the dash out and leaving all the wires and everything was tough. The wires are so snaked up in there behind everything, which my dash was no good anyway, so I ended up just breaking a lot of it to get it out. But dash is out. Gonna end it for the night. Tomorrow night we're gonna work on getting the wiring harness completely out, the body mounts undone, and the cab, well, I guess it's not the cab, the body up in the air, so we can work on the gas tank and start building the cab mounts and everything else. But this is where we're at for the night. Got the body off the frame. Had to pick up the body on the lift, finagle it down onto some tires on the trailer so we can take it off to get scrapped. Here's the frame. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see. It's just out in the dark right now. But yep, she's all tore down. We're working on mounting the gas tank. We got the Vic cleaned up a little bit, the frame painted on it some. We just you stick a bolt and mount it to the top there, and then take a piece of angle iron and we'll weld across the bottom here once we get it to where we like it, and then you can bolt it to the bottom as well. But I'm working on getting this drive shaft out so we can get the transmission out, so we can put in this TR3650 5-speed out of a I think it's a 2003 Mach 1 is what it came out of. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. Got the gas tank mounted on the bottom. My dad fabbed up some mounts for that. So it's got bolts at the top and the bottom now. And me and my brother-in-law worked on getting the transmission pulled off. That was kind of a pain because I was doing it like this. I thought it would be easier, but you couldn't really get up under it to the inspection hole to get the bolts off of the torque converter. And so it ended up being a little bit more of a pain that way, but we got it done. It wasn't too bad. Try and work on getting the rear end out from under this frame. And we've got a older Lincoln Town Car that has a narrower rear end in it. So I'm gonna work on getting the narrow rear end out so I can put it under this thing. So hopefully I can run some wider wheels. All right, rear end's out. Wasn't too much trouble. A couple bolts were kind of hard, but leaving the brake calipers still attached, just removing them from the rear end, of course. Gonna have to work on the other car maybe tomorrow because it's already dark. Just got the other differential out. I've been working on swapping over the limited slip in it for since yesterday. It's my first time doing one of these, so it was a little tricky and took me a long time, but I'm pretty sure we got it right. I guess we'll know for sure once we get it in the truck and I go down the road. But we painted it up. I took the wire wheel to it some just to clean it up before we painted it. But yep, that's how it's sitting right now. about to start putting the transmission onto the motor, and we'll start that process. Guys, officially 5-speed swap. Got that TR3650 in there. Some V-bands welded onto the stock manifold, or sorry, stock catalytic converters. Rolling it out, about to put the cab on the lift and get it set down on the frame. So this is how we do the front mounts on these trucks. We got a piece of 1/4-inch steel here, welded in. The factory holes in the frame, there would be like a big circle here, a little circle there, and a big circle there. We put it a little bit behind that middle circle because that makes it to where your fenders, whenever you mount them on, will be straight over the middle of the tire. Some people put it directly in that small center hole, but it ends up to where the wheel is pushed back in the fender well. But that's how we got the front mount going. We're gonna lift this up, paint the firewall with some of this high heat semi-gloss paint, and then work on getting the rear cab mount done. All right, guys, it's been a minute since I gave an update. So this is the rear mount. We've got it welded in place, coated in some primer so it doesn't rust. Uses the factory cab rear mount holes. We got it welded in there. Looking real good. And now I'm working on stripping the headliner out and cleaning up this stuff so I can use some Heat Shield's product, Decibel Killer. It's like a brush on heat shield and sound deadening. So we're working on that. They got the cab mounted on the frame. Looks really nice. You can see just how close to the bottom of the frame it is there. I'm excited for it. Making big progress. This is the hole we had to cut for the shifter, and the transmission I bought had an MGW shifter on it, which is the short shifter that I wanted to run anyways. But because the way MGW makes their shifter, they have this rod that comes up instead of the 2 bolt holes that you normally would have. So I had my machinist friend make me this clamp and leave it a little long on top so we can cut it and drill it for whatever shifter handle I get. So that way I can run a normal shifter handle and I don't have to make anything crazy for it. All right, guys, this Heat Shield Products DB Skin is what I'm using on the inside of the cab. Got it done with the second coat. I did the roof up on the firewall, back behind where the seats will go. Once it dries, it turns black, kind of like that. But when you put it on, it's blue. Also, today I was working on this core support. I had to make a couple patches because you'll see where those are, but I ran out of primer, so I haven't gotten to finish this one. And then I have this done. Don't mind that part because that will be cut off when we put it in the truck. But yep, inner fender done. I still have to do the other one. It's got a big rust hole where the battery goes, so we'll have to fix that. But this is the progress I made today. Guys, now here's the finished product of the Heat Shield products. I mean, this stuff looks amazing, man. I hope it works as good as it looks because it looks fantastic. Yep. Now I'm working on this core support because mine was completely ruined, completely rotted away. This is not a perfect one. It's still got some rust holes and it's really kind of rough, but I got a pretty good deal on it. So, and this is a patina truck anyways. It's not like it has to be perfect. So I've got that. This is just the underside of the other one. I just threw some this truck undercoating stuff just to protect it a little bit. And which I don't know if you can see, but they're rough, but I'm just gonna paint them black and use them. They'll be fine for what it's for. All right, guys, using some trusty duct tape to test fit my dad's shifter on there, see if I want to order the same one, or I want to order one that's a little bit shorter. I think I'm going to go with a little bit shorter one. That one's a 10-inch one, and I think I'm going to go with the 8-inch one. This is how the seat's looking in there right now. Couldn't be happier. Hopefully my carpet will come in soon so I can actually get these seats mounted in there for real. Okay guys, we're working on getting the core support mounted to the frame. We've got this piece of angle iron. We're gonna weld it to the frame so that way we can drill it and bolt the core support to it. Same thing on both sides. Okay, we have the brakes hooked up with this truck brake booster and then the Crown Vic master cylinder. I added this bigger air filter. We have the inner fenders in and the front fenders on, as well as the core support. In order to mount the core support, we made a couple of little L brackets. Let me see if I can zoom in down there. Right there. Just welded those to the frame and then bolted to the front of this right here. And then your inner fenders and outer fenders mount the same way as I do normally. Built a battery tray on this inner fender and then started mounting this fuse box, so I'm going to have to move it over a little bit because it's too close and the hinge will hit. But this is where we're at for now. I also snagged an aluminum grill. I was able to trade plus cash with a buddy of ours for this, so I'll be polishing it up a little bit. And then also I'll give you a sneak peek of the wheels that I'm going to be putting on it. Some Odhan DSO 2s, I think is the model. But yeah, super excited, and that's where we're at. Okay, we got the grill and headlights in. I went ahead and sanded down the grill that I got and did some polishing. I think it came out pretty good for a little bit of work. I probably spent maybe 2 hours on it total. And we started working on the clutch pedal. There's a quadrant. And we got the cable hooked up to the trans, but we don't have, we're having to figure out how we're gonna mount the quadrant to the pedal, which I'll show you that up in here. You can see whenever I move this, sorry, right here, that's what you mount the quadrant to. And we're just gonna have to figure out what orientation and everything we need. And then I'll show you all that once it's done. But yep, super cool to have the grill. I think it looks pretty sweet. Starting to look more like a truck. I wanted to end the video off with a couple pictures of the wheels in the truck. I'm really loving the silver on the blue patina, but let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys will like and subscribe, and catch the next one.